Testing, 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 testing. Can you hear me? Testing. Anybody out there? Testing, testing. Testing, testing, testing. Is this mic working? Can you bloody hear me? Testing, testing, testing. I have my mask. I use pulverize. I'm ready. Can you hear me? Testing, testing, testing. All right. Testing, testing. This is checking that mic later. How is everybody doing? Places of worship and other places are opening up. Are you ready? Oh, I did it wrong. Sorry. It is good to wear a mask. Everybody wear a mask. Although, if it gets dirty, what if a bunch of dirt gets in the mask? I have my hand sanitizer. You rub hands. It contains glycerin, hydrogen peroxide, and purified water. And only when soap and water are not available. So, how is everybody? How dare I say propaganda in COVID-19? The trouble with the mainstream media and the COVID-19 or the coronavirus is it's so divided that I guess you have to read both. You have to listen to the MSNBC, CNN, and then listen to the Fox, and then you try to go in between that, right, and do the best you can. But hey, I am doing what I'm told. I'm wearing the mask and everything, and I will maintain the social distancing. If not for any other reason, it just freaks the people the fuck out. So freedom of speech is dead. And you can come on these social media platforms and eviscerate yourself. Never work again, never have any friends. So I think it was very, for instance, the ALS challenge. I think it's very kind of people to do all these things and fight the diseases and so forth. But what if you, God help me, what if you find the propaganda aspect a little disturbing of pouring a bunch of ice on your head? Of course, if you're a social influencer or a celebrity or something, you must pour ice in your head. And any known person that appears to me in any of these YouTubes, believe me, they don't believe anything I'm saying. So these are my opinions on my own opinions, which will do me no good, because of course you must pour the ice in your head for ALS, and you must have a pink ribbon. You must replace your windshield wipers with pink windshield wipers. You must march for multiple sclerosis, which is good. And yet is every aspect good? I mean, God forgive me. I don't think that your grandmother should have to give their fucking car to Cars for Kids. There you go. I said it. 1-800 Cars for Kids. But every social influencer must give their cars to kids. There were no weapons of mass destruction, but we're still in Iraq. How's that? That's not that good. Project for a New American Century. The neoconservatives and the neoliberals and the warhawks. What if you don't like Fox or CNN? What if they all blow? Then you won't have any friends. Shit, what if you don't like the alternative media? You have extra no friends. I only use pulverizer. You know, I like the police, the thin blue line, brothers for brothers. They're very brave, and the fire department, no doubt. But if something like that happens far away, and you say, I pray for our first responders, it's like, oh, Kobe Bryant, he was great, you know, it's a celebrity, and it is sad that his helicopter went down. But to what degree? To what degree? Somebody's always closer. I'm a Polish guy. When Bobby Vinton passes on, I'm going to be sadder about that than another guy is sadder about the basketball player. What's wrong with that? If you go headfirst into this, okay, yeah, the title of this YouTube is propaganda, then you do better, right? You do better. You just go for it, and everything you do, you just take a side and just go for it. It's the best thing. I also look like a lunatic with this mask on here, but what's wrong with that? In the liner note, in this field, put down below if you're mad at me about that. What if, God forbid, I had reservations about the Je suis Charlie Hebdo? I sure think people should have got arrested for shooting those journalists. But I have an opinion. Maybe they shouldn't have done the cartoon. Right? Every tragedy, every war, everything is politicized now. It's incredible. Maybe that's how things work. There's a group mind. You don't go against the group mind. You do better. Or is it that these social media platforms have made it worse? All right, I am in, there's nobody around. I'm going to demask. I'm not outside. I am alone. Has anybody thought about this stuff? Are you going to forgive your friend if they like or do not like Trump? Can you forgive your friend? Are you going to punch your friend if they are different on that? Now, technically, God help me for saying this, it was going pretty good with the jobs before the virus. And now it's not going good. Is it the president's fault? Okay, then he shouldn't get reelected. Okay, fine. But are you going to punch your friend in the head? Is some company, because I said this, is some company not going to hire me now? I have an opinion that I don't like this propaganda. I'm a thinking person. I'm on the YouTube owned by Google, apparently. Has this technology platforms made it worse? If a guy hated Nixon and his friend, and they were in the bowling league together, and they had words, they were sitting and speaking together, able to see each other. Joe and Johnny, back then, they were having an argument. One guy likes Nixon, the other guy doesn't like Nixon. They get into it. Did they quit the bowling league? Did one guy have to get off the team, or did they fight but they kind of worked it through? Do you go on the Twitter? Is there nothing to do? Do you go on a social media platform and give people a hard time? This is a very interesting time. It's like an information propaganda thing of that people now partake. And then people, they got to go back. They're going to go out back. Apparently, they'll be opening up. There's no spitting and no showering for the baseball players. What's been the good things about this thing? Is it like I look extra fucking weird tonight, and I'm using profanity. So if you hate the Stash channel, all I'm saying is I don't think it's worth that. Now people are saying now okay. Now people are saying it's different. It's not just the deplorables versus the correct people, the woke people, whatever they call it. This is serious. And the person doesn't have a mask or something. Information must be vetted. So, are you scared to go out? Understandably. This is like The Prisoner, 1960 something. Patrick McGowan. Who's right? Slow down. Is it going to be mandatory now to do the vaccinations? Or is the president leaving it up to you? Have you read up on the vaccinations? Are you going to want to have a chip or a card with the vaccine? You've been vaxxed. What about the? It's interesting if you talk on these YouTubes and you say, "I'm going to talk about the contrails." So underneath it'll say, or chemtrails or something. Say chemtrail. There's not. It's condensation. Okay. What if you simply just call it geoengineering and you say, well, Harvard University has a geoengineering program. Well, that's no. No, you said contrails. No, not necessarily. I'm saying that there's a program. Well, they said, well, Harvard hasn't done that geoengineering. Oh, okay. Of course, even when you do these YouTubes, they have to be edited and they have like music, and it just shows a clip. It just shows clips. So, a guy talking, whatever. It doesn't. Nobody really listens to me. I understand that. I should have these edited. Unless you piss somebody off and they take a clip and they want to fuck with you, so they take one thing you say. And the truth is, nobody listens to these unless they fire up some kind of angry response. Anyway, right? Nobody's going to listen to. I'm kind of in an even keel here. Like I'm just saying, don't be alarmed. As a matter of fact, in a dangerous situation, you have to stay cool. So if you're a woke person or whatever, and you lose your shit and go and get in a fight with the deplorable, your mask might fucking fly off, and the deplorable guy will give you the coronavirus, right? So you've got to stay cool as well. But I think the reason for this rant is I'm starting to see that people are now disowning family members and their friends because they have different opinions about this stuff. And they'll say, well, this doesn't matter because this is beyond that. But there's no huge, massive campaign against sugar, flour, wheat with too much, you know, poisonous crap in it. The name it's the boar, whatever, the stuff they put to, so the rats don't eat it or whatever. No, that's not true. There was a massive smoking, anti-smoking thing. And there is a growing anti-meat thing, so that might include the lack of sugar thing. So there's a total, this has been since before 2016 a total lockdown and civility. So people in the United States in particular, they're incapable of having any kind of argument. And I'll challenge anyone. Nobody reads books except authors themselves and a few people. Look at some of the biggest books that they have on Amazon or whatever thing that has reviews, whatever. So there'll be a big book that's pushed, and it is popular, but there's you know, 1,000 thumbs up or whatever. It's nothing compared to the movies where you just sit on your ass and just watch them and whatever. Is this rant any good? Somebody give me some feedback. Thomas Friedman of the New York Times had a thing that it's a straitjacket. Countries don't get in line. You get an economic straitjacket, right? Francis Fukuyama, The End of History and the Last Man. Basically, whatever America is they know best. They know best. Get boots on the ground and be like Teddy Roosevelt. So I think that people are going to be caring less and less about what is thought about them. Anybody who gives anything a thought, most people most people are now being reduced to pictures of sentimental things. We think in symbols anyway. I don't know. Am I making any sense? Give me some feedback. I still got my hand sanitizer and I got my mask. So despite my rant, you can't give me any crap. Can't give me any crap. And dimming, and Gates now, who wants the vaccines, is also talking about the sun needs to be dimmed and things like that. And admittedly, a lot of the people who complain about this kind of stuff are the so-called deplorables. Right? But why can't you be allowed to discuss such things? And why can't you take it? So some people can say, well, we can't go outside till we have a vaccine. But and you know that there has been doctors who've come forward and people like that and have said, well, you've got to understand how the vaccines work, and also that much of the improvement in reducing high death rates were due to sanitation, plumbing, less rats and things. But it is thought of as a vaccination. It's just like zombies are attacking, and Brad Pitt, he becomes inoculated, and that these zombies don't attack him anymore. And there's been countless movies about that. If there will be a vaccine, it can be beaten. Something can be beaten. Any enemy of mankind can be beaten by something like that. And then people say, well, there's improvements in science. Yeah, the improvement in sanitation was one. There's a YouTube on here that Jack Ma, the major businessman in China, and Elon Musk, the heir to Tesla, in a way, the modern Tesla, also from Serbia. They both agreed that in 20 years there won't be enough people. So right now, a lot of people say there's too many people. Many people have said to me, this is good, this virus is good, got to get rid of people. And yet not. So you're pro-choice or pro-abortion, and many people say there's too many people. Okay. Yet those same people are on board with the 18, 2 more years of lockdown. And the social distancing might be good. Maybe shaking hands was gross anyway, right? And maybe more distance in the theater, but the subways are going to be like that, and there is going to be talk of people who can. They have the IQ and they made the money and they're very wealthy, and they don't have to go on the subway like the plebeian. I will be on the subway. I will do the pulverize. This rant sucks, I know. There has been changes to propaganda. The propaganda of World War II is different than now. It's Boston Strong. Never forget. Although people are forgetting the 9/11. No, it's not. No, it's not much interested in that right now. Right now, people are in love with or hating Trump. Not much 9/11. There's not really any Boston Marathon. What's another tragedy? I don't know. Oklahoma City. It's kind of forgotten. So now everything gets delivered, and you don't really see your friends. It's even more isolated. You stream. And what is there? There's two scenarios. It will be if this is wrong and lifting the lockdown and too many people die. Okay, that'll be bad. Or if it stays locked down, then the economy will fail. Or the third might be the best. It would reach equilibrium. I'll probably end up deleting this channel because nobody watches it anyway. And eventually somebody will give me a thumbs down. I hope my mic was working. All right, I hope I made any sense. Let me know what you think. And is it really that different? Really, you before this thing, you went to work or whatever. Maybe you hated Trump or something with, Obama. Maybe you hated Obama. You still went to work. You hated him every day. But you went to work. You did stuff. You hate Trump. You still would work, go to work, doing stuff. But the change is this technocracy, really, in that. You say something on here, you can't take it back. Everybody has to be their own PR person. And it hasn't been always that great for the companies, these big companies. People get on these things, and if they're eloquent, they get a blog or they get a vlog like this, or they get on Twitter, and they fuck up some big companies with this. So they have an interest too. And the facial recognition, gesture recognition, retina scan. You go to ancestry.com, and you give your DNA to know who you are. Then they have that. They can make a simulacrum of you, perhaps. But everything is good. Now drones would be better because, well, the drones can't get corona, and they'll deliver your things. What do you really need now? Just food. Pretty much all intellectual content is available somehow, or you just download it. The physical things are leaving anyway. Biometric tracing and how long, at one point, will you not conform, or will it be cool to not conform? Will some popular playmate or something just say, I've had enough, I'm shutting off my platforms, my social media platforms? Or people will go on, people will probably migrate to ones where they just hang out with their crew. There'll be full balkanization, more even than the red states and blue states. It'll be, you get on your social media, and I think that I have a lot of fun when people disagree with me and stuff, and it's cool. You just go back and forth. You're still sort of friends. I mean, completely migrating to other platforms and deleting everybody you don't like. It's kind of fucking crazy. All right. I'm pretty pissed off about this. People can't talk to people who they disagree. And I think any company that doesn't doesn't hire somebody or fires them because they had certain point of view and things, that's pathetic. Yeah, that's pathetic. I don't really see anything wrong with the United States Constitution and borders for the country. So I don't agree with those companies. I don't agree with their trade agreements anyway. And myself included, and the rest of the American people, we're getting exactly what we deserve because we just looked the other way about all these things. And there was, no WMD, and there's a war. We couldn't do anything about that. And we did this, and they took away that, and we just all sat in our asses. So I don't know. Share or like below and subscribe. God bless you. All right, let me know if I made any sense, or if you're from a platform and you don't like this, tell me below. I did not give any misinformation. I am wearing my mask. I sanitize. I wash hands. I maintain social distancing because my fellow Americans feel that that is safe, and I do it to make them feel comfortable. In the next installment, we'll examine the science or lack thereof. Maybe, if I care. Okay, God bless everybody. Take care and good wishes. Start talking to people who disagree with you politically, and ask them why they're so excited. And don't nobody give up on a friend or family because they have some kind of different point of view and all this stuff. So freedom. Ciao. Peace out.